5 flights of stairs at Central Station. Snap. Never broken a bone. Isn't it ironic? Have a bone cancer, never break a bone. I saw the humour in that at some point.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Convo couch. Today we've got Jasmine Langdon, actress, model and comedian. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Thought of Quentin Tarantino and how he actually worked at video stores. So I worked at Blockbuster because I was like, I want to be like him. I'm not going to be a filmmaker per se, but, I love Quentin Tarantino, so I can do this. And he also worked at cinemas, which I did. I worked at Event Cinemas a while later, and I was trying to write. I was doing script writing. I did a correspondence course, so I was doing all the writing side of it and doing acting classes just in the evenings for television and film. So I was trying to do all that stuff, taking all those steps, despite the fact that I didn't have much money and I wasn't university educated, but, I was doing what I could. And that was kind of working out. Then I got sick. I think your body can tell you intuitively that something's not right. I hadn't had a checkup in about 5 years. And most people don't go make a habit of going to the GP just for a random checkup. And I said, something's not right. And I said, I just want to get a clean bill of health, go to the GP. She does all these blood tests. And they found a paraprotein. And it's hard to describe, but basically they found the benign version of what they now call multiple myeloma, which is a bone cancer. And at the time that they found it, because it was benign, it was just there. And they said, look, we don't know if this will progress. We don't know if it'll go away on its own. So I've got this thing hanging over my head. You don't have cancer, but you might have it later, but it's kind of there. And I'm like, I don't know how to process this. I didn't know what to do. I was so angry. I was so upset. My family and I, we didn't know what to do. My head was a mess. I didn't cope with it very well. I didn't know about support groups. I've never heard of multiple myeloma before. I don't think many people have. Apparently it's extremely rare, particularly if you're a woman and you're younger. Like, I'm in my mid-20s, what I'm supposed to do with this information. I had to just let go of, I can't have this hanging over my head, this, if I get sick, if I don't get sick. That's when I went, okay, I need to do something more. I might get sick later. I might have less time on this planet. And then I felt really motivated. There was no more excuses, no more procrastinating. I was like, okay, crap. I'm half Australian. Why don't I just move to Aussie? Because I know people have moved to Australia and it worked out for them. And my sister's friend lived there already. And she is an amazing person. I don't know what I'd do without her, without Linda. She helped me out a lot. She said, I can help you when you get here. It's going to be overwhelming because, Sydney has lots of trains. Auckland doesn't. Anyone from Auckland who watches this will just laugh and go, yeah, the public transport in Auckland is not great. It's very much bus and car city, So it's very overwhelming. And I came over with about, I think I had $3 or $4 grand in debt, credit card and personal loan debt in New Zealand that I was still paying off, less than $1,000 Australian. And I had no job lined up. And I was actually going to pay for my accommodation by cleaning the bathroom and cleaning the kitchen on a regular basis to pay for my accommodation at Deluxe and a hostel in King's Cross. Whenever I think I haven't achieved much, I go, that's a lot to do. And then I travelled with the same friend, Linda, over to Europe and to the UK, and we did all that. Again, stepping out of your comfort zone is a big thing. And maybe I'm more motivated because I knew about my health. I didn't know the stability of it. And she wanted to go on a cruise in Europe, and she said, who wants to go? And I said, well, how long will it take to save up? How much do we need? We needed to save up about $20,000 each. So we were living, we were living in share accommodation in the city. And our social life consisted of ordering Domino's pizza sometimes. I would go work out in the gym downstairs, and we'd just work overtime, rest, watch TV, watch DVDs. And my workmates were like, oh, your social life's boring. I go, oh, mate, I'm going to go to Europe. I'm going to the USA. I'm going to go to the UK. We're going to do all that. I will have heaps of fun. And we did. Everything's good. And then I start getting sick, constantly sick. I've got this weird cough that when you have a really sinister cough that sounds really deep and throaty, you might have a kind of serious lung thing, that's scary. And my workmates were like, you should get that checked. And I was like, oh. And then I remembered in the back of my mind, oh God, that pesky benign thing, I wonder if it's not benign anymore. And so I had to put my foot down with my GP and say, look, I think you need to refer me to a hematologist. I had one in New Zealand. And he referred me. And within a small period of time, we found out for about 2 years, the cancer had been progressing. When you have cancer, you don't just think about your physical health. You think about how does this affect my job? How does this affect my family, my friends, everyone? So everything was up in the air. And I was freaking out, even though I kind of knew this might happen. And I didn't know how long I had, or am I going to die? What's going on? But fortunately, I worked for a life insurance company, and I'd only been there 9 months, and they looked after me. They're still looking after me on their insurance claim. They were incredible, I swear. I mean, I just felt like someone was looking after me, that I hadn't left that job, that I was there. I had wonderful flatmates and good friends, and you need that when you're going through this. You need to be able to laugh, and it's good if you do a bit of stand-up comedy and you've got friends there who will just make dark jokes with you, like, oh, I should write that down. They come to your appointments and you go, oh, that's dark. Oh, I could use that later. So you don't see the comedy at the time because of the tragedy, but then later on, oh, that's funny. Then I had a stem cell transplant and I lost all my hair, and apparently I looked really good bald. I did, because not everyone could pull that look off, and get all my cheap Paddy's Markets wigs. So it'd be a redhead sometimes, and other times blonde. And, because I want to make this fun. How am I going to make this fun? I'm going to blog about it. I'm going to do videos. I'm going to talk about it. And I have to say, I did look good as a redhead. I like that look. So it was my way of handling it, was with humor. I was hard on myself. Really, it's not good to be hard on yourself. A lot of people are like, oh, I should know better. Yeah, it's okay to be angry. Just don't dwell on it. It's okay to be sad. Don't dwell on it. But I didn't know what I was going to do. I had to let go of some stuff. I had to accept that I have to take certain medications and steroids. I had to accept that I would need rest days. I would have to accept that occasionally I would say no to people. I can't catch up. I would push myself to go to concerts, to catch up with friends. I would push when I was exhausted. Nobody wants to hear about cancer on stage unless it's done in a certain way. And the audience, I felt like they wanted to laugh, but they're like, that poor girl. I'm like, nah, I'm used to it, But I didn't know how to talk about it, because I've noticed that everyone's affected by cancer. Whether you've had it, or you're looking after someone who has it, or you've lost someone to cancer, there is not one person, in my opinion, who hasn't been affected by cancer. It affects us also. I wanted to be able to talk about it on stage, just using my story as an example. So I tried that a few times, and people seem to respond, but it's like they wanted permission to laugh. And I didn't have the confidence to just get up on stage and go, don't worry, I'm not dead yet, kind of thing. But I did have a few good jokes that kind of worked. And then I went to the Laugh Garage, which is closed now, and they often had an open mic. And I was encouraged to go to that through two comedians that I met through Improv Australia. It's such a good idea to combine a bit of improv with stand-up, although a lot of stand-up comedians don't agree with that because it's very structured. You write out your jokes based on your experience. There's a particular format. There's all these rules, and it's very hard and very well rehearsed. But I ended up liking the improv side of it more, because I'd get nervous on stage. Most comedians get nervous. I'd need a drink before I went on stage. I don't want to get into that drinking habit again. And I'd need one or two drinks to loosen up, and then I'd be terrified I'd mess up my jokes, and then someone would heckle maybe, and then someone heckled. I'm like the anti-comedian, I think, because most comedians hate that. But if I wasn't doing well and someone heckled, I would chat with them sometimes. And oh, this is good. Now I can just have banter. And I was like, I think I prefer improv and storytelling. When I do all the social media and I'm doing improv classes, and my body's like, hey, dude, slow down. You drink too much. I'm like, yeah, but I'm playing catch up, I had all this time. I've had cancer long enough. I don't want it anymore. It's gone. Go away. But I was ignoring my body. And it's not surprising that when you ignore your body and you're doing too much, your body says, hey, here's a big serious cold or flu. You have to rest. Or, hey, you're going to break your shoulder, unrelated, in 2016, and you're going to rest. That's before I went back to work. And to my surprise, it wasn't to do with the cancer. It was just, I was at an improv show. I was excited. I was clumsy. I fell down the stairs, 5 flights of stairs at Central Station. Snap. Never broken a bone. Isn't it ironic? Have a bone cancer, never break a bone. I saw the humor in that at some point. But at the point that I heard the snap and it dislocated or broke, and I'm right-handed, the pain level was so intense. My flatmate of the time was there, and then the night was really intense, and I ended up many months later actually chatting with a friend and finding the humor in the story and actually performing it in a few different places, including at Sunday Stories with Elisa Cristallo at Fringe not that long ago. I think that was last year. But you don't see the humor in it at the time, but it was one of those nights where the ambulance, they sent them to the wrong entrance, and we had to figure out how I was going to get back up the stairs painfully slowly without putting pressure on my right side, and I had to scoot along the ground to get to where the rail was, like a dog, when a dog has an itchy backside and it's like got fleas, and I was like, okay, I'll just scoot along. Okay, I did it, yes. Winning at life. Okay, now slowly up the stairs with 2 or 3 people helping me. And then they give you laughing gas, and they're like, we're going to fix the dislocation, and it makes you paranoid. And I'm like, where's my flatmate? And they're like, we're going to cut her dress off or cut this off. No. And all I'm thinking about is don't ruin my clothes. I don't care what you do. Do not ruin my clothes. I'm just like, you have that pride and all of that stuff. And they kept on making all these stuff ups, and it was one of those really intense nights. And I'm like, okay, now I'm really dependent on everyone. I had friends coming and helping me. I had people coming over, like I had to send a nurse over once a week from through RPA. We organised all that so that they could help me shower. I couldn't bathe myself properly. Lucky it was winter. If it was summer, I would have been absolutely nuts. You're sleeping sitting upright, and it's so painful. And the pain meds were not enough. I had to take a lot of them. Fortunately, I didn't get a dependency, but all of that and the side effects of that. On the plus side, the cancer didn't seem to flare up so much. I didn't get cold or flu, so I looked at it that way because I wasn't going out much because I'm just sitting there on the couch making blogs. I call them the video blogs, the Broken Bones Diaries, and trying to see the positive. And I'm looking out into this beautiful backyard of the place I lived in at the time, and I'm just chilling. Sometimes I'm just sitting there eating ice cream and feeling sorry for myself and going, oh, this sucks balls, because it did. And I'm trying to still be creative, and all I could do was blog, chat to people online. People would visit me and just let it heal. I really couldn't do anything else, and it does heal. It's getting easier. My numbers, my health is getting better. I might actually achieve a temporary remission soon, but I'm not going to assume it's going to happen. I'm hopeful, but if it doesn't, I'm still going to try to live my life, And so for fun, I'd been to an improv show and I was chilling out after, and I decided to just hang out with improvisers. And they were passing some weed around, and I was like, oh, it's legal here. But I'm jet lagged and tired. I just come from San Francisco. So I got stoned with them. And I said, this stuff is really strong because it's not legal here in Australia, obviously, or in New Zealand. And I'm like, I had a little bit. I'm like, I don't know these people. I'm yes-anding them as you do in improv. Everything's fine. I'm chill. Next minute, I have no control of my legs. I'm like, I'm okay. Collapses on the floor. Everyone's like, oh my God, like it's a medical emergency. And I'm thinking, oh no, this is so not good. This is so not good. And then I remembered something that I had been told by someone who used to smoke a lot of weed. And there's a handy hint when it does become legal here. I'm not endorsing it, obviously. But a great leveler, if you are feeling a bit overwhelmed by something like that, is to ask for orange juice. So I'm like, quick, orange juice. I need orange juice now. Someone get orange juice. It's an emergency. And they grabbed me some orange juice. So that you've never seen people run so around her quick. Oh my God, she's going to die. The weed is too strong in Seattle. She can't handle it. Get me some orange juice. And I get the orange juice and I settle, and I'm like on the floor. I'm like, I'm really happy now. I could just stay here and just chill for a while. It's so funny.
All right.
So I talked about that on the stage. I did not know that, because it's all homegrown and legal, a lot of it, that it's strong. Or maybe it's just that there are so many musicians there. And so, I'm not a musician. I do sing a bit, but maybe they can handle stronger stuff. And then you come back to Australia and it's probably like really weak. And I'm like, I don't know next time if I will do that because my body went, nah, this is intense, man. It's good, but it's intense. You just need to sit down and relax. Oh, it was so funny. On my way here, there's a man out at Car Hill Park area, and he's got, like, I guess you would say, a portable home. And so he's obviously homeless, and I feel for him because I don't know what someone's situation is. I've never been homeless, so I don't pass judgment. But it's him and his dog, and the dog looks so happy. And he parks up near in Kahul Park, and he'll often sit there, and he's got everything he needs there. He's even got dog food, so the dog's looked after. He's got the dog, but I wondered what his story and his situation was like. So instead of analysing it, and I didn't feel comfortable to talk to him, I made up a poem in my head for him. I said, portable man with portable home and portable dog. Maybe something like, maybe he has more freedom than us. We think we have freedom, but we often, it's not enough. We have too much, we have too little. But he doesn't worry as long as he's got portable home and it's his portable dog or something like that.
Okay.
It was coming to me in my head for him, and it was kind of nice. Poetry helps me understand other people.
Hey everyone, thank you for hanging with us on the Convo Couch, and thank you to Jasmine for coming on today.
Yeah, thank you so much. I've had so much fun, and I hope this helps all the artists out there too.
Don't forget to subscribe on the links below and check out the links to Jasmine's profile too. See you next time.
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine, and I have been through a lot in my life, and I'm still here. I'm not dead yet, so that's good, isn't it? I do comedy, I like to write, I'm a poet, a plus-size model. Despite the health challenges that I do have, I thought, hey, why not? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you don't know if you don't try. So I hope you enjoy my interview. Thank you. I think that it's because deep down everyone knows that, tragedy, there's got to be some kind of silver lining there. We're all human. And I believe if we don't laugh, we will cry. And that's been my experience. You find that most people like Robin Williams, he was very depressed. He had a lot of tragedy there, but he could see the humor, and comedy binds us together as people. A lot of the comedy that I've seen, sometimes it's dark, sometimes it's observational. A lot of that comes from making these observations about the state of the world. So we will joke about, politics, or we joke about, health, or any number of things, because if you don't laugh, and you just let things get on top of you, you're just going to get angry and negative, and you're going to attract more of that. But if you can just laugh, it's so freeing, I hope that was a good answer.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.